Recent graduates are faced with important questions such as, should I buy a car? And what impact would it have on my life cycle finances? These are highly personalized questions depending on factors like whether you are employed, what your commute is like, if you are renting an apartment, buying a house, or living at home, where you are living, and what your personal financial situation looks like. Conventional solutions to personal transportation are buying a used car, buying a new car, leasing, using public transportation, and possibly biking or buying a motorcycle. Leasing is basically paying rent on the car as a means of ownership. It may be an attractive option if you don't have as many liquid funds or are not looking to own the same car for more than 5 years because of comparatively low monthly payments. Be cautious, however. Car dealerships will often slam on charges at the end of a lease for repairs, extra mileage, or whatever else they can find. Leasing also fails to build up equity in your investment, meaning you do not have a tangible product of your money once you return the leased car.
That's too bad.
Motorcycling is another viable option because it's less expensive to buy and insure and gets better gas mileage, which is strong incentive with the Go Green campaign and fuel prices skyrocketing. Concerns for aspiring bikers are the seriousness and frequency of motorcycle accidents for learners, and also the weather where you're living. Unless you are living around the southwest of the US, there's only a small window in the summer that is ideal weather for motorcyclers. This brings us to the option of buying a car. It's important to keep in mind your debt payments to income ratio, or DTI. This is what banks look at when loaning money for cars and house mortgages. You're usually considered ineligible if you have more than 36% of your annual income obligated to pay off debts. Remember, as a recent graduate, this also pertains to student loan debt. The conventional wisdom is to buy a good used car over a new one if you can. This is because a new car depreciates in value as soon as you drive it out of the lot, meaning it's worth less so you aren't able to resell it for what you just paid. When comparing the total cost of purchasing a 2008 Honda Civic EX and a 2013 Honda Civic Sedan LX in the San Francisco Bay Area, conventional wisdom appears to be right. The Honda Civic models are respectively selling for around $10,500 on Craigslist and $18,165 from the dealer. I found the total cost of each with a 20% down payment and a 36-month loan, using this online calculator to see a total cost of $8,761 for the 2008 model, or a monthly payment of $244 with a 2.75 interest rate. The 2013 model, on the other hand, totaled $15,081 with a monthly payment of $419 and a 2.42% interest rate. However, when buying a car, you should also account for annual insurance costs as well as the true cost of ownership, which you can learn how to calculate at this link. I used Progressive.com to get an insurance quote for each, estimated the 2008 model's true cost to own, and used the 2013 model's TCO online to estimate the total annual costs of driving the used car versus the new. Though buying new decreases the true cost of ownership, stemming from fuel, maintenance, etc., it is still more expensive due to paying off loans and insurance. Public transportation should also be considered depending on how much you travel, how much flexibility, commute time, and convenience you need. I compared the annual cost of living in San Francisco with and without a car because of the middling to high range cost of living, which contrasts long commutes with the cost of public transportation. A practical cost estimate of driving cars like the Honda Civic is about 50 cents for every mile. To include costs like gas, tolls, upkeep, and financing, Americans are estimated to drive about 15,000 miles annually. To compare, the San Francisco public transit system, the SFMTA, offers a $74 monthly pass for unlimited rides. This would cost $888 annually, whereas a car is about $7,500. More expensive systems like New York's MTA are still outrageously cheaper, and the most expensive, the DC area's Metro, which costs $230 for a 28-day pass, is only outperformed when compared with just the cost of gas for a car. To review, a recent single graduate with no dependents and a starting salary from employment in an urban area like San Francisco should probably stick to public transportation, especially if they are still paying off other debts. If, however, saving the money is not as important as the convenience of your own transportation means, the next best bet is to buy a fairly cheap but reliable used car, keeping in mind that you will be paying more than what is on the price tag.